my manga's Goon, part 7. Today we're talking about Cypher, Goddess of the Void. While Cypher is 100% the biggest food slut in the world, if you wanted to get into her pants, that's not going to be so easy. As of right now, there's only 3 ways that you can actually get into her pants, and we'll talk about each one. Now remember the god of pride, Tarma? You know, the same one that slapped her in the Omegas, which is basically the Olympics, then proceeded to give the audience one of the few god battles that are in recorded history that resulted in him getting into an armbar as she drew the void closer to him, destroying part of his divine armor, causing him to crap himself in front of everybody. Yeah, that god of pride, she ended up sleeping with him, not because she found him attractive, but because Tarma is the pinnacle of alpha male. He is the sigma of sigmas, the alpha and omega of wolves. And so after that ass whooping, you know, he did what he did best and started talking crap, talking about how he was the best everything. So she matched that energy and was like, okay, I'll let you bang me. I will sleep with you, but it's got to be in front of my grand priest and your grand priest. That's the only observers. Now, his grand priests were like, nah, that's not a good idea, boss. Don't do it. It's a trap. But Tarma being Tarma, he ain't going to let that slide. He could dominate her in bed and prove that he's better. But the problem is, he was hitting it from the back like she's downward dog, and she fell asleep. Her snakes fell asleep because he wasn't doing a good job. So after he got done, she left, told the press about it, and he had to write a book. This is an actual canon event where Tarma kidnapped one of the best erotic writers in the world and forced him to write basically a sex bibliography about how good he is because of what she said about his performance. So being someone of note that she's got to prove something to is one way, but another way is actually getting a void coin. And a void coin is basically her acknowledging that you have done something great. And the number one easiest way, well, not easy, but the number one way to gain one is to go to the Omegas and actually beat her in an Olympic challenge. Cypher doesn't just go up against women in the Omegas, she goes against men and women because she is that good. She is considered the bar to beat if you want to be known as the best. And some people have taken their void coins and asked to have slept with her, and she is obliged to it. And the third way is to become a royal concubine, because a royal concubine serves for 1 year. But the thing about being a royal concubine is looking good won't get you there. Because Cypher can't have traditional babies, she only wants people that have done great things and have shown that their souls are hardened. And so you have to be the best at whatever you're doing, whether it be one of the best artists, one of the best powerlifters. You in whatever craft you have chosen to master have to be one of the best, and you will go through an application process. And the thing about being a concubine is you can only be selected if you're a resident of her holy city, Bayshire, and if you're an outsider, the only way to get to Bayshire is effectively have a void coin. And so the thing is, these concubines will perform usually just morning services, but sometimes they will do morning and evening services where it's literally scheduled out for them saying, hey, at this time, you're going to meet Cypher, you're basically going to bang her, you're going to give her the baby batter, and then you're going to kind of go about your day doing other church-related activities. And this also extends if she's not going to be in Bayshire and traveling around the world, she takes a royal concubine with her to sleep with her on the road, because the thing is, she doesn't sleep with the concubines in order to have babies. She does it to create void monsters, because all the little sperms that go into her moist cave, they get absorbed, taking her to divine realm, and then they're in like a cannibal situation where they devour each other and grow, and then they fight and then grow, and then eventually they become a void creature of a different category. And they can even get so strong as to become like a void guardian that she keeps around her. So she is happy to have taken Tarma's seed because it's automatically going to render a pretty good void creature. Because there are trillions upon trillions of creatures. And I mean, every sperm that goes in there becomes a mini little void creature that then has to eat and devour and grow. And now the big question is, does Cypher sleep with women? Well, the answer is not really, because she doesn't have sex because she really enjoys it. She does it because it's part of the process of keeping void monsters going. But if somebody were to have a void coin that is a woman that wants to sleep with her, sure, she would probably honor that void coin. The other way is if one of the royal concubines asked to participate in a threesome, she could grant that as well. Or if one of her royal chefs want to request seeing her with a woman during one of the concubine sessions, she may also grant that as well. But all of these requests have to go basically through the royal concubine coordinator, which ultimately goes under the authority of Welsh. But don't worry, we'll cover all this lore in the mating manual, because even though she is not a creature, the Ruby Golds did vote on her being in the mating manual for more lore. So if you'd like to see its development, go ahead and grab a Ruby Gold sub. Before you would like to have your character in the breeding teams or in the mating manual, grab a diamond. We only got 2 gods left, so next video we're going to talk about Glace, Goddess of Winter Seasons.